This is Ana-Christina sharing tools of hope for the resilience builders. When we look at and we really listen inside of ourselves for the things that are preventing us from doing what we want to do and having what we want to have and being who we want to be, there's two different sides, external and internal. External is what we look at and say, gosh, I don't have the time, I don't have the money, I don't have the resources, I don't know how. And part of what I ran into really was when I was moving from becoming a corporate manager to, and in construction management, to the heart call that I had to work with first responders was, you know what, I haven't been a first responder. And they look at me and they say, who's this little girl at the front of the room? Who is this little girl at the front of the room? You been a cop? No. Fire? No. EMS? No. Dispatch? Nope. Advocate? Nope. Military? Nope. Why are you at the front of the room? How have you trained thousands of people when you don't have that? Here's what we get to do. When people are poking at us, right? They're trying to pop the bubble or trying to sabotage, right? This is external sabotage sometimes. And to say, who are you that you can do this? Well, here's what I have been. Here's who I am. I'm a former victim. I'm a former survivor. I am a current thriver. I've trained thousands and over 10,000 people across the US, mostly first responders, in resilience tools. Because here's the deal. When you get tools that work, they work anytime, anywhere, and everywhere. When you get those tools, those simple tools that are easy to use in the middle of really complex situations, those are the tools that you can use. So I had this external thing coming. You know, who are you to be doing this training? Who are you to be speaking at the front of the room? What are these tools, right? Is this self-care? Is it motivation? No. These are real life, practical, simple tools that we can use. Absolutely. So I don't know if you've ever had that where you want to make a change in your life and where it's time for you to take a step, but there's some external things coming at you. And a lot of times it comes from people. What are they going to think? What are they going to think about me? What are they going to think about this new way of being? Or, you know, what are they going to think about the thoughts that I have, the ideas that I have, and how I want to be different? They're gonna make judgments. That fear of judgment, that fear of rejection, that fear of abandonment. But there's this other thing over here. This is external, and that keeps you from doing your best work. Honestly, that keeps you from doing your best work, that fear. But this fear of the internal thing, the internal enemy, is our own thoughts, our own limiting beliefs, our own lies that we think are ours. We just think it's ours. And it's kind of like this, like if I have mud on my glasses and you and I go to Panera, we go grab a lemonade or a coffee, and I'm like, yeah, this is kind of weird. I don't know why they made their plates brown, kind of tan, and their napkins are brown, kind of splotchy. And you're like, no, they're white. No, they're brown. And you say, no, they're white. The dishes are white, napkins are white. And I am absolutely sure that they're brown and splotchy. Why? Because my filter is brown and splotchy. But I'm so used to the filter being brown and splotchy that I don't realize that I'm looking at things in a messed up way. Looking at things in a messed up way. That's what a limiting belief does in your life. Everybody else can see that there's some different kind of reality there, but you're stuck with this lie. So the internal beliefs become this, negative beliefs can become like this filter that poison everything you look at, poison what you hear, poison how you feel. And it's those internal fears that keep you from doing your best work in the way that you were built to do your best work. It keeps you from being who you were built to be. Because you have all these voices inside that are naysaying you. And the thing is, unless you fight it, unless you know how to deal with it, you're struggling with that every single day. And the thing is, we weren't taught. You weren't taught. You weren't taught how to deal with the self-sabotage. You weren't taught how to deal with the self-doubt. You weren't taught how to deal, people talk about imposter syndrome now for sure, but you weren't taught how to deal with the doubts on a daily and moment by moment basis from the inside. So you have the external stuff going on, and then you have the internal stuff going on. So here's the deal. We get to get some tools. It's never too late. We get to get the tools that you weren't taught to fight the self-sabotage, to fight the self-doubt. And you're not alone. I hear this from women all across the country. That self-doubt thing. I'm never good enough. Never good enough. Stuck in the never good enough. Stuck in needing to be perfect. And nobody can be perfect, so you end up just not moving. Or you end up feeling guilty all the time. So here we go. We're on this journey. We're on this journey, and it's not about perfection. It's about progress. It's not about you having to be perfect. It's about you being perfect you. Does that make sense? Perfectly you. This is Ana-Christina, and we are the resilience builders. And this is just an incredible journey. We get to get tools of hope to help us for the instant resets and for the simple rebuilds and for the unexpected refreshing.